Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tie-In. I'm Mary Jane.
And I'm Starlight.
And here we are creating a safe space for us to express ourselves and really just let shit out.
Letting out all those things that we have been suppressing for many, many years and sharing it with you guys. So
hopefully this inspires healing as well within oneself. And this is also a platform for us to connect with each other, with y'all. So feel free to leave any comments, anything on any platform. We here for it. All right.
Exactly. And if you are an aspiring business or you have something that you are passionate about, we are wanting to do shout outs and obviously spread the word about our small and local businesses over the big corporations that control us today. So if you are one of those people, reach the fuck out. So today's episode is titled Adulting Sucks. Something that we can all pretty much relate on. If not, lucky you. If you are a child, please enjoy being a child. Do not rush to grow up. And this episode is going to give you every detail as to why you should just enjoy it. Coming from a former child myself, listen to me. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything.
We got our notes right here.
All right. Yeah. We are going to be posting our episodes on YouTube and Spotify, so don't be afraid to hit that link down in the bottom. Make sure you check out the Spotify episode if you're not interested in seeing our faces 24/7. Shit.
Oh my gosh, you're funny.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like starting with this episode of Adulting Sucks is defining what an adult is.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, literally. What is an adult?
So, Jemiah, what is being an adult to you?
I have no fucking clue. We're going to be really real. Because honestly, I feel for me, recently being an adult, it's not what I imagine as being a child. It's totally different. It's not all glitz and glamour. It's not like... as a child, I just easily romanticized being an adult. I was like, yes, I get this freedom, and I can do what I want.
Exactly. It's the freedom.
And you have that.
Absolutely. We all do. Free will is for real.
Yeah. But life, it's just changes. You have to grow up at some point, and you have to learn how to balance things, and you have to just learn and also accept the fact that you don't know everything. You literally don't know shit.
No, that's the thing. You don't know anything.
Nothing.
You can think you know one thing, but then the next day it may be the opposite. Like,
really. And like for me, it's been difficult to I'm not gonna say it's been difficult. I'm learning to accept that. I'm learning to accept that I don't know anything.
In my notes, I wrote, obviously, what is it being an adult? Is it, having all these expenses? Is it having a family? Is it having a career? Like, what does being an adult mean to us as a collective? Not only yourself, but as a collective. And for me, being an adult isn't just the materialistic things that you've created in your life. It's a mentality. I feel like that's where a lot of adults miss the picture. And this is why we get into this, and it's like adulting is so booty butt garbage because you have this one person that's older than you, and they think in their reality that they have created, because that they have those, rent, bills to pay, they have children, and because they have the career, and they may not even have all three on the box, but I'm saying because they have one of those things, that's what makes them an adult. When in reality, they could be very childish and immature and don't realize that they're treating everyone in their relationships in an immature way, and that's why relationships don't work how they think that they should.
Right. And that's the thing about, I feel, adulting. It comes with really accepting what is and being aware of that, and really setting boundaries. I feel like that comes because as a child, you don't really set boundaries. You're kind of just free. You're just there and just doing, But as you get older and you see people for who they are, they may say they love you, they care about you, all that good jazz. But if you out here treating people and disrespecting people and just harming them energetically, physically, verbally, whatever way you want to do it, and you're not taking accountability for that. You're not trying to change that.
You blame the other party because you don't know how to take accountability or how to accept someone else setting boundaries with you and being like, hey, I don't appreciate being talked to this way or treated like this. So that person blows up. Like, what did you expect from the person? Look, me personally, if you bring more negative energy and down in my life, then I'm not finna be around you like that. I could care less about the title over your name.
Fuck. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, girl. We working on it. We working on it. Okay, we working on
but
it.
y'all get the message.
Our live audience is you feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't treat people any kind of way and expect them just to stick around. And if you do let people treat you, however, then you are being taken advantage of, and that's also the same thing. Like, you're not accepting that you are being used. You're not accepting that people are disrespecting you because you don't see the worth that you have within yourself. It's a cycle. Like, we need one and the other, and y'all need to grow up. Is what you really need to do. Be 30, 40 years old working at McDonald's mad because you ain't in the drive-thru because a fucking high schooler's taking over. Like, bro, what did you expect? You're getting old, man. You need to get on that grill.
And I feel like I said earlier, with the difficulty of like accepting, like, that just hit me. I was like, yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about like what you just went through in your story?
I went through a war, y'all. This was like really. Everything that I went through was a symbolization of a mental, unconscious war that I've been going through for months, maybe even years. And I'm really grateful for this experience because regardless of how it ended, it definitely taught me a lot. It definitely grew me into the woman that I am. And it definitely showed me that I am who I say I am, truly. And now I'm learning to accept that and trust that and allow that to create peace in my life. But basically, 2 weeks ago, I decided months ago, but I moved to Houston. I attempted to move to Houston 2 weeks ago. And throughout the 2 weeks, life was like, I was getting hit, from every angle. And pretty much life was coming at me, but showing me, this was the universe's way of really showing me that, when I have ambition, I have power, I have drive, I have everything that I need to make or create the life that I desire for myself. It's already here, it's already mine. That's one. But two, I learned that I think that my biggest issue was accepting that I don't know everything. For me, growing up as a child and being the oldest child, I had to always be on my 10 and on my toes and always have everything in order. I always had to know what to do next. And that had me, like, growing up fast. I had to grow up fast and not really be present in my childhood and really take in my youth. And so now I'm realizing that I need to accept that it's okay if I don't know everything. It's okay if I don't always have the answers.
Yeah.
And I feel like with a lot of people that go through cycles, they're not ready to accept that they made mistakes or
even in the cycle, because you have to look at yourself and say, like, dang, like, I've been allowing this for this long, or I've been putting this out for this long, and that's something not easy to accept, because you really have to look at yourself in a different light. Like, okay, like, that wasn't the coolest.
But the thing is like, you can't see that as a weakness. Like, it's like, you have to become comfortable with failing, because like you told me on this journey, like, the fact that you tried and you failed, it's not something to be down about or shameful about. It's something to be proud about, because then that's how you learn. Like I said,
you're trying. You know, like, you're actually moving forward. Like, because being stagnant just isn't the vibe. I mean, if you're comfortable there, so be it. But you're never going to learn. You're never going to level up or elevate in your life, and you will continue to be at the rank that you're at, regardless.
Then you wonder why you're stuck and you don't have things working out for you. Like, it's because you keeping yourself.
You're not changing. If you don't like something about your life, change it. And you got to look at yourself to figure out what's wrong in your life. Because in some way, shape, or form, you are accepting it. You can't just be like, oh, the economy, inflation, my kids are disrespectful. Let's take a look in the mirror and see what we are allowing and what we have accepted in our life. Do you allow your kids to talk to you any kind of way and crazy because they know that you're not going to hold your end of the bargain whenever it comes to consequences? Did you teach your children or the people in your lives that you have boundaries and they need to respect that? And if they don't, then you're just not going to be as present in their life. My crotch fruit has just vouched. You got to let these people know, like, and it's not even disrespectful. It is not a disrespectful thing to look at someone and say, you can't treat me like this. You can't talk to me like this. And if you continue, then that's your loss.
And the thing that's really sad, especially when you have family that you want to be close with, and they don't understand this. They see this as a threat. They see this as you're attacking them. Like, it's like, no, I'm not attacking you, but you can't sit here and treat me any kind of way, especially when you don't even go for that. Like, you wouldn't even let me treat you like that. So why do you think I'm comfortable with that?
Continue back where, with your story and what you went through. Are you going to go give any detail or just what you learned pretty much in the process?
What did I learn? I learned a lot. In the process, and that's why I was saying about the acceptance thing. Because like I said, when it comes to certain people who don't want to see them part of themselves that failed, that don't want to see their dark side or whatever. Because Charlotte here, this is my right hand man, this is my go-to, you know what I'm saying? So she always gonna keep it real with me, and she be keeping real with me, and she told me like I was rushing a lot of things, and that's not something that was easy for me to accept. That's not something I was very in denial about. I was like, no, I'm not rushing nothing. Like, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna do this, but throughout every experience, I'm not going to go into detail. Just know that it was physically exhausting. It was very emotional and very spiritual, very divinely guided, and very divinely aligned. Because, like I said, that experience of me attempting to move to Houston and being there for 2 weeks and aspiring to be a dancer and everything else and trying to do it all at once, I had to really accept the fact that I was trying to do it all at once. Like, literally, I wrote in my notes the other day while I was just meditating and taking time outside. And I was like, it's worthier to do it one at a time than doing it all at once. Like, you're going to get everything that it is that you want in your life. You are everything that you need to be. So there's no reason for you to sit here and rush yourself and try to do everything at once. So for me, that was hard to accept. I didn't want to look at that. Like I said, grew up, I feel like, not only just growing up, but also transitioning from school, because not only was I attempting to move to Houston, but I was also deciding I was going to take a gap year from school. And even being in school, there's assignments, there's tests, there's quizzes, it's always something. You always got to be on the go and have your shit planned out so that way you can be prepared at all times. And that puts you in the energy of rushing yourself. That puts you in the energy of limiting yourself and limiting the possibilities that you have, limiting your space, your time, your mental, and
your energy.
Yeah, literally my energy. So that experience that I went through definitely was, I feel like, an initiation and really the opportunity for me to release that connection to those attachments and those habits, that mentality, literally everything. So yeah.
It's the simple fact that the way we operate as humans in this day and age do not support us as human beings. Mm-hmm. It supports us as slaves mentally.
And you really most people don't really notice that. They don't feel that. They don't feel that, okay, there's something that is blocking me. There's some force, these programmings that's going on in the media that we just see in everyday life. We see from people and the way that they interact, and even that's programming is what disconnects us, and that's why we're so disconnected. Well, that's why people are disconnected from themselves. You know, you have to have that connection, like you said earlier, with yourself first, and really.
And that's how it all plays into each other. It's the entirety of the connection, because now we are connected to things that are outside of us. We look for God outside of us. We look for money, food, things like this outside of us. Right. When all of this is free, all of this is natural and organic. And we have been conditioned to rely on something other than ourselves. And source, spiritually, physically, all that. And I don't believe that being an adult is the struggles that we face. I believe it's how you come out of them and what you allow yourself to become because of that struggle or challenge. Because you can look at, you know, something you went through, woe is me, blase, blase. Don't nobody want to hear that. We all go through stuff, and it's bad. Like, this ain't no light shit. It's heavy. This stuff is heavy. It weighs on your subconscious, and unless you really crack inside of your shadow and your desires in life, then you will just continue to be unaware of how you're operating and then why you operate like that. And for me, being an adult, there are mental requirements such as accountability, being able to make respectable boundaries, being able to have consideration of others, control over yourself and your emotions. It's not easy. I'm not sitting here trying to preach to nobody and be like, yeah, you know, whenever somebody's coming at you, you should just be all woo-saw. That ain't what I'm saying at all. It's a balance, and sometimes you got to beat somebody up or somebody got to beat you up. That's just going to happen. Like, whatever the case may be, it has to happen. It's how you look at it after. What did you learn from it? Did you learn anything? If not, you should probably look at the scenario again. And if you don't have those mental requirements and be able to be a mature, actual adult, and sit down and have a civil conversation with somebody, have those, you know, them tough combos where you have to ask the questions that you really don't want to ask, then you're not being an adult. I feel like a lot of the adults that are roaming today's earth are just unhealed children. That's just what I see looking at the older generation and people my age and younger. Obviously, we're always going to be constantly learning and growing from our experiences, but you can tell people who are choosing to not learn or accept their shadow or how they've been treating someone. And whenever it comes to that scenario, the person who is stuck in their ways, I accept them. And I don't mean I'm going to be your best friend. I probably won't be a friend at all. Because I don't want to be around that, because you are allowing that unhealed child to rule you as a being. And I got way better things to do than try to help you figure out what's going on in your life when you're blatantly ignoring it.
And it's like, it's out of your control anyway. Like,
hell yeah.
It ain't even in your control. Like,
I don't even try to stress about things that are out of control, like that affect my life directly. Because what can I do? Control it? No. If I could, it wouldn't have happened.
Right. Literally.
like
you said, you really got to learn from stuff like that. Because even, you know, with our situations with our moms, like how I told you that one day, I was like, I'm grateful that situation happened the way that it happened. Like, that made me who I am. Exactly. And that's the thing that, like you said, they don't learn. They don't learn that they can learn from that and become something stronger. They can come better. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, it don't have to make you weak. You don't have to break you down.
It doesn't make you a bad person.
Or anything. Yeah.
It doesn't make you a bad person from making a mistake or treating someone wrong. Mm-hmm. It's whenever you keep doing that and choose to ignore that you are doing something wrong and being a bad person.
Like, at that point, there ain't mistakes. There's choice.
That's a choice. That's a pattern.
Yeah.
And if people show you their pattern, you better pay attention to it, or else you will be abused. Mentally, physically, verbally. It's all the same. Getting punched in the face ain't no different from somebody making you think that you're not worth your time and your value. I honestly, like, low key, a little bit unpopular opinion, I think that verbal and mental abuse can be way worse than physical. Stockholm syndrome. Imposter. What the fuck is Stockholm syndrome?
I don't know.
Imposter syndrome is what I meant. One of those syndromes where you just ain't.
Yeah.
You can't see it.
Yeah.
Where somebody's got their hands over your eyes and you just think you blind.
Yeah.
Well, you need to. And that's in any area of your life.
Yeah.
Your relationships, your career, your finances, the programming.
Cross his legs.
Bruh.
Oh, God.
Bitch.
As y'all can see, we getting into it and tying in, okay? We talk about the real shit.
We talk about the real.
So don't come on here thinking that you gonna get some, I don't know.
Woosah kumbaya. There's a time for woosah kumbaya and there's a time to kick that ass. I'm for real.
Oh my God.
Please don't come on this podcast thinking you are finna be in Delulu land.
No.
Because people who let you be in Delulu land ain't your friend.
No.
They ain't your friend, and they want to see you. They want to see you fail. I ain't even gonna lie. We may have been in Delulu land when you first were going, but you also didn't tell me everything.
Yeah.
So I was just supporting her and hoping for the best, just as much as she was. But when it got to a point where she was out there and things were getting serious, I was like, look, like, now just ain't the time. Like, Houston ain't going nowhere. Yeah. You need to plan better and just have certain things in place, because right now you don't have them in place and it just was not working out. Right. And once I recognized that, I told her to her face. It wasn't no disrespect. It wasn't me trying to prey on her downfall. I want nothing but success for my sister and anybody who's listening to the podcast right now, which is why we talk about the things that we talk about. We want you guys to succeed and share this safe space with us, because there's not many places that are safe or feel safe. It's pretty much. I got it off my chest.
You did.
Like, you did. It's off my chest. It's into the atmosphere, and now y'all know how I feel about it. And that's why adulting sucks to me, because you can be an adult, but that don't mean others around you will be one. And that's just the one. This is just the teeny tiny aspect of the wheel of life and things that we go through in categories. Yeah. Like, this isn't even everything on top of that. So
there's more to come, basically.
Whenever you're an adult, life hits you hard and you just gotta roll with it, man. Like,
pretty much. I'm like, I ain't got nothing else to say either. Like, that's it.
That's
like,
it.
You really rolling with the punches for real. Like,
you roll with the punches or you just stay on the floor.
You just gotta get your ass back up.
Nah, they can choose to stay on the floor. You gotta accept that shit. You wanna lay down?
That's true.
You wanna lay down, bro? Lay down.
You're right.
I'm gonna be walking and I'm gonna start right back. Fuck. Well, sounds like we've reached the end of an episode, guys.
We have. If we want to applause for ourselves, applause for y'all for watching.
Thanks for listening and watching today on Tie In. It's been a pleasure speaking with you guys and embracing this experience. And it's been fun hanging out with you.
It's going to be a time with us, okay? Like, we're going to...
Honestly, though.
Yeah, this is going to be...
Like, my face got so serious when you said that, bro. I was like, yeah, no, for real. Yeah. Like, for real. Well, if that's all, thanks for tapping in to Tie In.
Yeah.
And we will hear from you guys next episode.
Peace out.